This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Some of our people are concerned more for themselves. How am I going to get to the shelter? How am I going to take care of myself? And, oh yeah, Fido? Well, Fido can fetch for himself.
During some natural disasters, some animals are often left behind to fend for themselves. Some people drop their pets off at shelters but never go back to get them. What options are there for pet owners who are looking to keep their pets safe during the storm? Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohen, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. We'll have more on animals being left behind during natural disasters in a bit. But first, our top 7 stories at 7. And we begin tonight. We have been talking about it for a long time. It became a reality today. The new spring training home of the Atlanta Braves is under construction. ABC7's Adam Cellini spoke with some of the people who helped make it happen.
Alan, you take a look around right now, and it doesn't look like much out here, especially this spot where I'm standing. But we're told that this will actually be home plate in a brand new spring training facility by 2019. And while it feels like it's been a long road to this point, this is just the first inning of a build-out that leaves very little room for error. Now, Braves brass were out here earlier today thanking local and state leaders for helping bridge the gap between their $55 million contribution and the proposed $100 million it will take to build this brand new facility here at the West Villages district. Now, the contract for this project switched recently from an Atlanta-based firm to Sarasota-based Tandem Construction, and Team Vice Chair John Shearholtz told us today that he doesn't think that will affect the 14-month timeline that has been set for the full construction of this project.
We would have been happy with either one, but the switches we think will accelerate this. A lot of the folks who are on that second group have worked here a lot and know this organization and know this community.
Now, a representative from Tandem Construction told us at the groundbreaking today that they're also confident they can get this done in that 14-month construction window, but unpredictable factors such as weather could end up stretching that timeline just a little bit. For now, in Northport, I'm Adam Cellini. Alan, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. If you drive in and around Manatee County, you probably have a few ideas about traffic. Transportation officials are focusing on 13 square miles in Palmetto, Bradenton, and portions of Manatee County. Palmetto's mayor believes a way needs to be found to help alleviate congestion.
Unless that's done, it continues to be a conundrum. And yet again, we have to deal with those issues of congestion.
FDOT is working with regional partners to get input from the public. Governor Rick Scott is declaring a state of emergency in one Florida county, but not because of a storm. It's to provide extra security for the University of Florida campus when white nationalist leader Richard Spencer visits later this week. Local law enforcement is asking for help because protests are planned for Thursday when Spencer is scheduled to speak. Today's declaration allows the county to coordinate resources from other law enforcement agencies. Governor Scott wants funds to beef up security at Jewish day schools around the state. Scott visited the Hillel Day School in Boca Raton to announce his proposal for $1 million in security funding for Jewish day schools in his 2018 and 2019 budget. The funding would be available to all Florida Jewish day schools to help provide security and counterterrorism upgrades like video cameras, fences, bulletproof glass, alarm systems, and other safety equipment. Scott says the security is needed after the Florida Jewish community received threats last year. The Sarasota County Fire Department tonight is remembering one of its own. Battalion Chief Bill Coker died in a motorcycle accident in South Georgia. Coker had been missing since he left a lake house Wednesday night. His body was recovered Sunday afternoon. Coker dedicated over 25 years of his life to fire rescue.
He impacted everybody. I mean, he was one of those people that was always involved with training of personnel. He was involved with the overall supervision, and then, you know, as a lieutenant, all the people that went through being under his command at that level and then up to battalion chief.
Coker was set to retire this coming March. A service will be held this Sunday at the Sahib Shrine Temple in Sarasota. A suspect is under arrest in connection with an armed robbery at a local Steak and Shake. Nicole Liscombe of Bradenton is charged with allegedly entering the restaurant and demanding cash early this morning. Police say she grabbed one of the employees by the neck and implied that she was armed by having a towel wrapped around her hand. She is charged with armed robbery and battery. We're beginning to see a little relief after gas prices skyrocketed after Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. Gasoline prices in Florida have fallen 7 cents during the past week and 25 cents over the past month. The downward trend is expected to continue in the coming weeks, barring more tropical weather in the Gulf of Mexico. The average price per gallon of gas in Florida is currently $2.47. Just a month ago, it was $2.72. The AAA says production and distribution are returning to normal while demand is decreasing.
Florida and the southeastern states where that accepted so many of the Florida people that were fleeing from their homes and had the impacts from Hurricane Harvey supplies as well. So again, the supply and the demand impacted more than just Florida.
Gas prices are still more than 20 cents per gallon higher than they were a year ago. And Steve, please tell me there's nothing in the tropics coming our way.
Nothing that we want to talk about just yet. The GFS model is trying to spin up something in a couple of weeks' time, but I don't believe it, and you shouldn't believe it either just yet. What a beautiful day it was over the Suncoast today. We look out over the Sarasota Bay Cam, and it just shows mostly sunny skies. A few showers in South County earlier today, and it's also a sign that we have cooler air coming our way, drier air coming our way. There will be a cool front coming in our direction tomorrow. Currently, it's 82 degrees at the airport, dew point 74. Dew points in the mid and upper 60s. In a couple of days' time will make it feel more comfortable. Our high this afternoon was 89. Last night's low 73. Warmer than normal on both counts, but we're going to be closer to normal by Wednesday and Thursday and even Friday. Now, speaking of the showers and the front, there's the front right now in northern Florida. It'll have little disturbances traveling across the Gulf of Mexico, bring us an increase in chance of showers. We can see some up there right now, but really not much to speak of just yet. And down around Venice, we've had some showers that came in from Inglewood area, western part of Charlotte County, but they have dissipated and move offshore at this hour. Future radar taking us through the night shows another round of showers and thunderstorms possible overnight, about 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Dry late morning, and then additional chance of showers in the afternoon, and temperatures cooling off into the low and mid 70s overnight with a chance of thunderstorms. We'll take a look at the tropical weather outlook. You were mentioning it, and we're not going to talk about anything just yet, but it looks clean right now.
Right. Thanks a lot, Steve. And still to come, animals left behind during natural disasters. What is happening to pet owners who leave their pets behind, and where do the animals that are found end up? Stay with us.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Medicare's annual election period has begun. If you already have Medicare, new benefits may now be available with no copays, no deductibles, or $0 premiums. Call now to speak to a licensed insurance agent who can help guide you step by step through a free analysis of the benefits available to you. And you may be eligible for plans that even include additional coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. MedicareAdvantage.com searches thousands of insurance plans from leading insurance companies. We'll help you find plans that may cost you less, cover more benefits, and give you more choices, like home delivery of your prescriptions, gym memberships, and even over-the-counter allowances for everyday needs, like antacid, allergy medicine, vitamins, and even toothpaste. Don't miss the deadline to enroll. It's time to get more out of Medicare.
Call 800-314-8605. That's 800-314-8605. 800-314-8605. Call now.
When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
1 month after Hurricane Irma, there are still dogs and cats and other animals still searching for new homes after their owners abandoned them. As the storm threatened Florida, it happens all the time before and after natural disasters. Christopher Brantley has the story.
We actually had 33 animals come in stray here, 25 dogs and 8 cats.
The Bishop Animal Shelter in Bradenton is reaching capacity because after Hurricane Irma passed, the onslaught of animals began.
How does that happen?
I'm not really sure, honestly. I think some people probably just left their animals. They might have been abandoned when the people evacuated.
This is one of those dogs. The shelter unofficially calls her Pretty Girl. She came in along with about 5 or 6 others that look just like her. The thing is, they don't know what her real name is, they don't know where she came from, and they don't know her family. So she's got about another week or so until she can go up for adoption. Bishop extended the adoption time by nearly a month. Still, only 6 of the 33 have been claimed. Emily Bach works as Bishop's public relations manager.
If we have an animal that matches their description, we just ask that they provide a photo of the animal and they can take them back home.
If taking your dog out of town is not something you could ever do, but abandoning them is just as out of the question, you might consider a place like this, Dante's Den in Mayaca City.
Last year in the Louisiana floods, we took in a number of dogs that were displaced, and we, of course, administered to them and got them healthy and then got them new homes.
Marcia Panucci owns the business. She's also an ABC7 animal contributor.
Some of our people are concerned more for themselves. How am I going to get to the shelter? How am I going to take care of myself? And, oh yeah, Fido? Well, Fido can fetch for himself.
But not all shelters have boarding, and in fact, we've found many rescuers will take your animals in if a storm is coming, but you may be forced to sign over your rights to your animal.
I can't tell you if it's usual or unusual, but I can tell you it's probably one of the worst policies I've ever heard of.
You may very well find that your animal has been readopted out. If you're staying behind and going to a shelter, it won't be just as easy as walking in the front door. Not all shelters are pet-friendly. Those that are have strict rules.
You have to have everything for your animal, including like a crate, leash, license, and the up-to-date paperwork on where your animal's registered at and whether or not it has rabies.
But the surest way of keeping track of your pet is through the wonders of technology.
The most important thing is probably to get your pet microchipped and register your microchip. We had several dogs come in who were microchipped, and we thought, that we would be able to reunite them, but they weren't up to date, they weren't registered, and so we couldn't find information on their owners.
Those microchips can be done and registered at your local vet. There are even some websites that allow you to register the microchip for free. Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
In a moment, we'll go to our safe place, the trapezoid.
I dropped it on the floor, and he stepped on it.
No matter how you broke your smartphone, there's only one smart way to fix it. Batteries plus bulbs. Schedule your repair at batteriesplus.com.
If you have Medicare, I have 3 things you'll want to hear. There's an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana. It includes Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage, and it may save you money in so many ways. It's all in this book, and it's yours free just for calling. You'll see all the ways the plan might save you money even on prescription drugs. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,500 on average on their prescription costs. And you get all this coverage with an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. Even if you've looked at Humana before, you need to take another look at this plan. We'll send you the decision guide absolutely free, in a slightly smaller size, of course. Discover the all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan that could cut your costs and cover your prescriptions. Call 1-800-824-8241 or go to humanabigbook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-307-2040 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you the #1 mistakes retirees are making with their investments today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-307-2040 to have your free information kit rushed to your door. Again, that's 800-307-2040.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Welcome back. It's heartbreaking, and it happens every time there is a natural disaster. Pets abandoned by their owners. In fact, the Florida Department of Health is vowing to pursue felony charges against people who abandon their pets after Hurricane Irma. Authorities in Palm Beach County recovered over 40 dogs in the days before Hurricane Irma. Some were in pens, tied up, or found wandering after their owners evacuated without them. And it's not just family pets, it's livestock too. In Texas, ranchers struggled to get cattle to higher ground as Hurricane Harvey flooded fields and ranch land. And joining us for more is Marcia Panuch, owner of Dante's Den and an ABC7 contributor. And joining us by Skype from St. Pete is Allison Leslie of News Talk Florida. Allison has been working with horses for over 10 years. Thank you both for joining us. And Marcia, I'm going to start with you because obviously when hurricanes bear down, people are put into difficult positions because if there are shelters out there, sometimes the shelters don't take pets, and that presents the problem.
You know, as responsible pet owners, you should have a file. And that file should have all of the vaccinations and all of the information, the license, the rabies license. You would have it for children. Obviously not rabies license for children, but you would have this type of documents ready to go for a hurricane like this. So you should have it for your pet. Some of the shelters require this. In fact, most of them do when you go to a public shelter. Anybody that will board dogs during a hurricane is going to ask for the same information.
But many people are not that organized, and they wait to the last moment, as you were telling me before we went on the air. What happened?
Well, what happened was on the day of the hurricane, we received a phone call and we said, can you come and get 11 dogs? The curfew was already up. There was no way we would have been able to get those dogs. Now, did we have dogs up at Dante's Den for the hurricane? Absolutely. And we administered to them and everything was fine. But I'm not quite sure what happened to those 11.
And Allison, when you're dealing with horses and other livestock, it presents a much different problem because livestock and horses are not animals that you could get to a shelter very easily.
Yes, horses and cows don't like being put into shelters very often. I don't know any shelters that would take them in. So owning outdoor animals like this, you have to take into account natural disasters. It's going to happen. And you, like Marcia said, you have to have a plan. You have to have a game plan and be prepared for it. A lot of times evacuation is your best bet.
So what did happen in our general area in terms of people who have horses and, you know, especially, you know, in areas that are prone to flood? What did you hear that the position that they were forced into?
A lot of owners along the coast did evacuate. A lot of owners inland, they turned their animals out into a large, clear pasture, and they fared pretty well. Inland was a lot higher. They didn't have to worry about flooding, but a lot of owners along the coast definitely went ahead and evacuated. And when I say evacuated, I say this with caution too, because while you are steering clear of the storm, you will run into other problems. You run into the possibility of hitting traffic, the possibility of blocked roads trying to get home. So even if you're going to evacuate, you still need a plan. You need to make sure your animals are up to date on vaccines, getting health certificates, and figuring out where exactly you're going when you go out of state.
Marcia, have you seen, we've had the busy hurricane season here. We had Irma here. We've had Maria, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but also with Harvey, a lot of animals displaced from there.
We were prepared up at Dante's Den to take any animals that would come our way from Harvey and certainly from Irma. We did receive some calls regarding Harvey, but they were able to rehome those dogs. But ironically, we did not receive one call for Irma, and we talked with other rescues, the Florida Poodle Rescue, the Akita Rescue of Florida. Nobody received calls. So we have to assume that people were a little bit more prepared, were ready to go, or they just kind of left it to nature.
All right. We are just getting warmed up. We'll have much more on pets abandoned during natural disasters right after we check First Alert weather, so stay with us.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the decisions and the high costs of arranging a funeral. That's why Funeral Advantage was formed. They've helped thousands of people between the ages of 40 and 85 protect their families when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 cash immediately.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions.
Funeral expenses continue to rise and can easily cost $9,000 or more, but the most government benefits pay is only $255, leaving your loved ones the financial burden to pay the rest.
This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're between 40 and 85, get your free Funeral Advantage guide. Help keep your family financially protected with up to $20,000 cash immediately. Call the toll-free number on your screen to get your free information guide. Funeral Advantage is something we'll all need. There's no risk or obligation. Don't put it off. Call now.
Call 1-800-897-0900 now to get your free planning guide. Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. Call 1-800-897-0900. Don't wait. Call now.
Our conversation on pets abandoned during natural disasters continues right after we get a check on the First Alert weather from meteorologist Steve. Steve.
Alan, my license plate says never-ending summer, the Florida plate that says that, and it seems like our summers never end here. But there is a hint of fall coming with a cool front that'll be in by this time tomorrow. Bring in drier air and somewhat cooler temperatures. You'll feel the difference, but don't expect any miracles. Sunset over Casey Key, as we can see from that web image from earlier today. Now, looking at radar yesterday, we had all kinds of thunderstorms rumbling across us because we had a sea breeze front collide with them coming in from the Atlantic coast. But look at radar now, there's hardly anything moving in our direction from the east. We do have some showers coming from the north part of that cool front, but we also had some showers down around Venice, Northport, but they have moved offshore in the last hour. A little late, a dollar short, a day late, a dollar short. Here is that sea breeze front in the last hour that finally did come in, but it didn't have any showers to encounter to create the thunderstorms. Currently at the airport, 82 degrees, our dew point 74, humidity 76%. We're going to bring these dew point temperatures down into the mid-60s, I think, by tomorrow. In fact, here is the forecast of dew points. Dew point is the reflection of the humidity. When it's in the 70s, it's humid. When it's 80, it's just almost unbearably sultry. 50s are perfect. 60s comfortable. So look at this. Here's the forecast for the next couple of days, showing our dew points dropping from the 70s into the 60s, and by this time Wednesday will be about 65, 66 degrees, which is tolerable. You'll like it. The nights will feel more comfortable. Taking a look at the nation's weather, fairly quiet other than the front over the Gulf and over us. High pressure in control, a little showery and cool in the northeast with temperatures in the 40s there. Toronto 45, Boston 52. They're waiting for rain late in the week to help with the wildfires in California. 77 at San Francisco, 81 at Los Angeles. Phoenix, the hot spot right now at 97 degrees. Now, our tropical weather outlook takes us to Europe. Yes, oddly enough, this is the remnants of Hurricane Ophelia, which came closer to Europe than any other hurricane in recorded history. It's also the strongest hurricane to hit Ireland since Hurricane Debbie came in from the due west. This was stronger, and it caused a lot of damage there. Across the Atlantic, we have no trouble areas that we're worried about. It looks fairly clean along the Caribbean, and other than some showers out over the Gulf, part of that front that stretches out across Florida. And we do have an area that possibly could spin up off the Atlantic coast, but it's looking less likely all the time. Anyway, it would only affect areas out to sea. Leaving our weather headlines to say this for the next few days. Our first cool front is approaching from the north, and it will bring scattered showers, thunderstorms, possibly as early as overnight, and it will deliver more comfortable air for the latter half of the week. And here it is in pictures. The futurecast showing high pressure will blow in that dry air behind the cold front as it comes past us and goes stationary down in far South Florida late in the week and then wash out. Scattered thunderstorms until then, but by Wednesday late and Thursday, the air will be drier. It's going to be nice. You'll like it. But if you want to go out on the water, it's going to get a little rough because the increased winds from that front coming by. Northeast winds 15 knots, increasing, I think, by late tomorrow and Wednesday. Beach temperature tomorrow, it should be plenty of sunshine, off and on, but with the cloud cover of midday 5, the UV index is down. Here's my forecast for tonight. Look for a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially after midnight until dawn. Our overnight low 73. And for tomorrow, a 50% chance of additional showers and thunderstorms, high 84. And your 7-day outlook shows that chance drops off to almost nothing by Friday, but look at the overnight lows. As we get down into the upper 60s to low 70s, you'll feel the difference. Alan will be back with his guest right after this.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? What I really mean is, do you worry about how expensive going to the dentist can be? After all, dental bills can be pretty scary. A visit to the dentist could easily cost $1,000, $2,000 or more. Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your card with your name on it. Activate your card and you can start using it immediately. You can even see the dentist the same day. From exams and cleanings to more expensive procedures like crowns, dentures, even braces, they're all included with the Carefree Dental Card. Just show your card, save your money. Say you go to the dentist today without any card and your bill is, well, ouch. Wait a minute, let's try that again. You go to the dentist today and you show your Carefree Dental Card. you save $525. Now that's much better. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. Just $15.95 a month, and everyone in your household can use the same card. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-976-6335 now to receive your Carefree Dental Card and free plan information. Plus, see how you can also receive vision and pharmacy benefits at no additional cost. Call 1-800-976-6335. That's 1-800-976-6335.
Welcome back. We're talking about pets and animals left behind during natural disasters and what happens to them. We were also joined by Marcia Panucci, the owner of Dante's Den, and also by Allison Leslie of News Talk Florida. Allison cares for horses. Thank you again for joining us. Marcia, I was telling you before that in Palm Beach County, police are looking to charge people with felonies for, in some cases, leaving dogs in pens and enclosed yards, unable to escape. How often do you hear that happening when there are hurricanes and natural disasters like that?
We hear that quite often, actually. People have a tendency to tie a dog up to a tree. Really? You don't do that. Where are they going to go? How are they going to fend for themselves? Now, many times in the countryside, we will hear that farmers will just let the dogs run free. Now, there's kind of a couple of trains of thought on that. Yes, they will find their own safety, we hope. But stop and think about it. Wouldn't it be better for them to be safe in a shelter, in a sanctuary, in a veterinarian office where they will be well taken care of and fed during that time?
And now, so we were talking before when Irma hit Florida. We have a different situation here than, let's say, in Texas, where we saw the news stories and we saw the video of horses and cows and other livestock wading through the rising waters because those areas flooded. Were there any situations where, in the aftermath of Harvey, those animals are being brought to Florida?
Yeah, you know, and Harvey actually really freaked out a lot of people here in preparation for Irma. I haven't heard of any horses or cattle from Harvey coming here into Florida, but that doesn't mean that they haven't.
And in terms of horses, you described that part of the problem, if you are going to evacuate, is that it's a lot different than putting a dog in the back of your car or your van and heading out of town to safety. With horses and other animals like that, there is so much more that has to go into getting them out of harm's way.
Definitely. Not only do you have to stock up on grain and hay so that they can eat while they're away, but you also have to take into consideration that for livestock to travel between states, they have to have health certificates. Now, in the case of a natural disaster, a lot of times, like for Florida, health certificates will be waived for a certain amount of time so that animals can cross the border into safety. However, that is only, a day or two before the storm is expected to hit. So if you're preparing properly and you're leaving, a few days before the storm hits, you're going to need a health certificate to get out of the state as well as getting back into the state.
And Marcia, I remember in Christopher's package, he reported that in some, government shelters in our area, if you bring your pet there to look after the pet as you evacuate, you sign away your rights to the pet, and you took issue with that. Have you heard of that before? Has anybody in the community reached out and tried to say to the government that this is just not good policy?
Well, no, I have not heard of it. I did hear of some rescues making those demands. But again, it's a rescue versus a sanctuary versus the shelter that you may have to go to, a public shelter. I have not heard that with the public shelters, although one of the things that is extremely consternacious to people that go to the shelters is the fact that their pet, their dogs, their birds in some cases, are in a room way far away from where they're going to be. Now, isn't the whole idea that we kind of band together and we stay together? I understand that they're probably looking out for people with allergies or other types of things like that, but still in all, if I'm going to take my dog to a shelter. I want that dog right there with me. I want to be able to administer to it, give it its food, give it its meds, give it its water, everything.
Why do you suppose not more effort is put into the animal rescue community dealing with emergency services in terms of when these events happen, how can we, protect the public, but also protect the animals, because what you're describing is going to only add to the trauma of the animals.
Exactly. We as responsible pet owners have to take charge. If you have dogs, if you have cats, there's a hurricane a-coming. Get on the phone, talk to your veterinarian, see if they have some boarding facilities. Start calling around to see if there are rescues or sanctuaries that will take these pets. It's our responsibility. As much as we love our dogs and consider them a part of the family, they have yet to speak to us, but their eyes tell us the whole story. So act for them. That's what we are supposed to do.
Marcia, I'm going to ask you and Allison the same question, and Allison, I'm going to begin with you. If you are in a situation after a hurricane or other natural disaster like that, and you come across whether it is horses or livestock that seem to be running free and unattended, what do you do? And Allison, we'll begin with you.
Well, number one rule with horses, and especially for cows, we mark them. Whether you're leaving them in a barn or you're leaving them in an open pasture, there's special paint. You can paint your phone number on their sides. That will not harm them. You can also get hospital wristbands, and that's personally what I use because the water does not affect it. And you can band it into their manes and tails. So if you come across any type of horse or cow loose, look for an identification, because normally 9 times out of 10 there will be a phone number or someone to call that owns that animal.
And Marcia, when you're dealing with dogs, it's a little bit more dangerous because dogs can bite, especially if they're under stress and scared. So what do you do?
Microchip. Microchip, microchip, microchip. Get a microchip into your pet so that if it is running and somebody does approach the dog or the cat and we can catch them, we can scan it and we can see who that dog or cat belongs to.
But what happens if you, as a member of the public, come across an obviously lost animal out there and you want to help but don't quite know what to do?
I would call certainly animal services or a sanctuary or somebody who knows how to handle a dog. When a dog is fearful, they can bite. And it's not an aggressive dog, it's a fearful dog. So you want to be very, very, very careful when you're approaching a dog like that. A lot of times you can entice them with a treat, and they will come get the treat. But then you have to somehow pick them up and get them into your vehicle. That's where the trouble comes in.
And I would imagine keep children away.
Absolutely, absolutely. You want to keep everybody safe.
Okay. Allison, the same question to you. A lot of people are not expert in how to deal with animals that they come across. What would you suggest they do in terms of larger animals, horses and cattle, when these rains come down and there's a lot of damage around?
Definitely. If you feel uncomfortable at all, don't approach the animal. Obviously, your safety comes first. Call law enforcement, call animal control. Their emergency lines will always be open, and as long as you report where that animal is, then they are going to do their best to go and help that animal as well. I will say horses and cows are a little bit different from dogs. Usually after the storm is gone, the winds die down, the sun starts coming out, they kind of take a big sigh of relief as well, and they calm down. They're going to search for grass. They're going to search for food. Food calms them, just as it calms a lot of people. So they're going to search for grass, they're going to search for hay, they're going to search for something to start munching on. They're natural grazers, so that's just natural to them. They usually won't run. If they do, don't chase after them. So always approach the face, the head.
All right. We have to take a quick break, and we'll be back with final thoughts when we return.
Describe a battery or bulb, and Batteries Plus bulbs will have it. Tell us what's broken on your smartphone, and we'll fix it.
I need a new battery for my phone.
And a new screen.
What did you do?
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Mark Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
And our guests join us right now for final thoughts. And Allison, I'm going to start with you in terms of, in the aftermath of Irma, and how, you know, when you look at how area horses and cattle dealt with that situation, did we come through it okay, or did you hear stories on your end in terms of horses that got stranded out there with no place to go?
Overall, I think the livestock community did wonderful for Hurricane Irma. Preparation was great, and afterwards, I heard that horses and cows made it through great. Neighbors helped each other, and that's really what it all comes down to, is helping everyone out.
And Marcia, you know, as bad as the situation was around here, as we all know, Puerto Rico has absolutely been devastated by Hurricane Maria, and you are already getting calls to see if you could take in dogs who don't have homes there.
That's right. Yes, we are knowing that airlift is coming in, a plane is coming in full of dogs on Friday, and we will certainly be taking a number of them and taking care of them. So you see, perhaps Floridians were a little bit more prepared, but in Puerto Rico, it's devastation.
Well, what are you hearing in terms of the situation in Puerto Rico involving dogs? How many have been displaced? Where are they going? Are they going to every state around here, or?
Yes, there are so many that they're going to dispatch them to a number of states, to a number of sanctuaries and rescues that can certainly help.
And are you confident that you could find homes for all these animals?
Absolutely, absolutely. The dogs will pick their owners.
Okay, and aside from Dante's Den, are there other local organizations that are taking these animals in?
I don't know if anybody else has been informed of this and has been asked, but certainly I'm sure that the animal community will rise to the occasion.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we go, we want to share with you some thoughts about Friday night show. You don't need to be a genius to understand it was an eventful week. Still, President Trump challenged his Secretary of State to an IQ test. Then he decertified the Iran nuclear deal. He also cut off subsidy payments to Obamacare and threatened to pull federal resources out of Puerto Rico. Here is what some of you have to say. Billy says he has accomplished nothing, really, just signed executive orders written by others, but he has been busy tweeting and playing golf, really wondering when all that winning will start. Darlene says, however, I think he is phenomenal. I am happy every day that Hillary is not our president. The left is too busy hating him to actually see what he has already done for America. Well, If you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/mysuncoast.com.abc7. And FYI, you can watch past discussions. They're on demand. They're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. And you want to stay up to date on the latest local news? We are proud to announce our new ABC7 My Suncoast News app. If you have an iPhone or an iPad and you currently have our news app, you'll want to go to the App Store and download WWSB ABC7 Tampa My Suncoast. It's free and it provides the most comprehensive news coverage for Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte, Hardee, and DeSoto counties. And Android users, no worries, you get the new version automatically. We want to thank our guests for being here tonight. Marsha Panucci is the owner of Dante's Den and an ABC7 contributor. And joining us by Skype is Allison Leslie of News Talk Florida. Allison has been working with horses for over 10 years. When we return, we'll have a final look at your first alert weather. Plus, President Trump stood side by side with Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, where they both answered questions from the press. We'll tell you about that after the break.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people with Medicare may be able to get extra benefits and don't even know they're available. You may be able to get dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline to see if you can get the extra benefits you deserve. The Medicare Coverage Helpline is now accepting calls. You may be able to get extra benefits, including dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Making sure you go to the doctor and taking all your medications as prescribed can help protect your health. To make it easier, you may now be able to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Help protect your health by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve.
Call to see if you may be able to get extra benefits, including dental, vision, and prescription coverage. Don't miss the annual election period deadline for Medicare Advantage. Call now. Call 800-711-7200. That's 800-711-7200.
Your primetime headlines are coming up in a moment, but right now let's get a final check on our first alert forecast from meteorologist Steve Newman. Steve.
Alan, it was a mainly dry day except for some showers down in southern Sarasota County and western Charlotte. And you can see we did have the parade of clouds coming in from the east, but they were very shallow. They didn't really develop into the showers or towering cumulus clouds. That's why it remained dry all day today. Our high temperature this afternoon, 89. This morning's low, 73. Warmer than normal on both counts, but I think we're going to see these temperatures drop down, both the lows and the highs, to pretty close to seasonal normal by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you can see there's really not much in the way of precipitation across the state. And those showers I mentioned earlier around 4, 5, 6 o'clock down around Venice have now moved offshore and will remain dry for the rest of the evening, but maybe some storms overnight. Currently across Florida, there is the cool front right up in the northern part of the state, so behind it already in the 60s. 82 at Gainesville, 83 at Miami right now. And across our viewing area, temperatures still warm. It's going to be cooler than this at 7 to 8 o'clock come Wednesday and Thursday. More comfortable evenings heading your way. Just hang in there another day or two. It's all due to this cool front right now draped across northern Florida and stretching out in the Atlantic. And out west, there's mainly high pressure, so there's no big storms in progress. There's a little dip in the jet stream with temperatures cooling into the 40s up in eastern Canada and upstate New York. And I kind of noticed on the radar, it's actually snowing in the Adirondacks. I wanted to show you this. There you go. You see the little white area snowing in the Adirondacks, snowing just right of Watertown, New York, and snowing just to the west of Quebec City. So winter is eventually going to get here and drive the snowbirds down and cool us off with lower humidity. Now the tropical weather outlook. Look at that broad area of the Caribbean dry with nothing going on. The Gulf of Mexico, the cold front is stretched out to little waves of disturbances that will travel along it, bringing us a chance of showers tomorrow and into early Wednesday. And this little area, as the sun sets over it out in the Atlantic, doesn't really look like it's going to be any problem whatsoever. Leaving our weather headlines to say this: for the next 2 days, we will have the season's first cool front pass over us tomorrow into Wednesday, and it will deliver a chance of showers and thunder showers, maybe tonight, maybe in the early morning hours, and then again tomorrow afternoon before the drier air comes in, making it more comfortable for the latter half of the week. And here is the Futurecast showing the front draped over northern Florida, and those are the disturbances I showed you on satellite out here that are going to travel along the wave, along the front. The front will pass over us during the afternoon tomorrow evening, and then go stationary over southern Florida. And then the drier air from that high pressure will filter in over the state with lower dew points, making it feel more comfortable. And the rain should shut off by Thursday and Friday. Here's the forecast for tonight. We'll have fair to partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers developing. Our overnight low 73, the average low 68, and I think we're going to be there in a couple of days. Northeast winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow, a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Our average high 85, maybe 84 tomorrow because of the clouds. And then once the clouds go around, then we'll have drier air just in place, make it feel cooler. Here's the 7-day outlook. 50% chance on Tuesday, Wednesday down to 30, and then pretty much nil coming in Thursday and Friday. Virtually no chance of rain then, but maybe something coming in later part of next weekend. Alan will be back with primetime headlines following these messages. Stay tuned.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Checking primetime headlines, they spent most of the summer and fall taking shots at each other. Today, President Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell say they are fighting for the same thing. The two spoke in the Rose Garden following a closely scrutinized lunch at the White House, saying their top priority is tax reform. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with more on their growing to-do list.
A show of unity in the Rose Garden.
My relationship with this gentleman is outstanding. Has been outstanding.
The president previously used Twitter to criticize Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell for not getting an Obamacare repeal and replace bill passed through the Senate. Even before lunch today, President Trump sympathized with his former chief strategist, Steve Bannon, who's vowed to wage war on the GOP establishment and Mitch McConnell.
I can understand fully how Steve Bannon feels, and I'm not going to blame myself, I'll be honest. They are not getting the job done.
But just a few hours after saying some of the Republican Party should be ashamed of themselves, the president changed his tune.
The Republican Party is very, very unified. This man is going to get it done. Okay? And I think get it done long before anybody else, and I think it's going to be a great health care.
The apparent contradictions come as Congress faces a daunting to-do list before the end of the year. They want to tackle tax reform and protections for dreamers. The president wants Congress to strengthen the Iran deal and health care reform, all this as they still need to fund the government and raise the debt ceiling.
Obviously, passing the budget, which enables tax reform and tax reduction, comes next.
President Trump says he and Mitch McConnell are closer than ever before, and he also says Democrats are extremely unified, slamming them for being what he calls obstructionists. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Thousands of evacuees are getting the all-clear to return to their homes after fire crews gained ground in the battle against California's wildfires. The danger from the deadliest, most destructive cluster of wildfires in California history is far from over. Still, people are being allowed to go back to their homes in areas no longer in harm's way. The number of those under evacuation orders are down from nearly 100,000 to 75,000. Nearly 11,000 firefighters are still battling 15 fires burning across a 100-mile swath of the state. Bo Bergdahl is pleading guilty to charges of deserting his unit in Afghanistan. The Army sergeant pled to desertion and misdemeanor before the enemy before leaving his base in 2009. Bergdahl was held prisoner by the Taliban until 2014. They released him in exchange for 5 detainees being held at Guantanamo Bay during the 2016 presidential campaign. Then candidate Trump said Bergdahl should be shot for leaving his post. Bergdahl was tried by a military judge, not a jury, per his request. The failing Weinstein Company is getting an injection of money that may help it stay afloat. The movie and TV studio announced Monday it's negotiating a deal with an investment company. Weinstein officials say it involves a potential sale of all or a significant portion of the company's assets. A sexual misconduct scandal involving co-founder Harvey Weinstein has dragged the company down for almost 2 weeks now. The board fired him on December 8th after the New York Times detailed a decades-long pattern of alleged harassment. The Producers Guild of America is the latest Hollywood organization to condemn Weinstein, movies to expel him from his raps. Colin Kaepernick is filing a grievance accusing the NFL owners from colluding to keep him out of the league. A statement from his attorney says the grievance was filed Sunday only after pursuing every possible avenue with all NFL teams and their executives. Kaepernick has yet to be picked up by another team since he opted out of his contract with the San Francisco 49ers in March. The NFL Players Association says it will support Kaepernick. I'm Alan.